Holy shit, The Exorcist. Well, there's not much to say. It's one of the most popular horror films ever made, and for many reasons, but the most popular reason is going to be because it's called the scariest movie of all time. You may or may not agree with that, but in 1973, there's no comparison, even with films like Rosemary's Baby, and tons more of demonic, evil films. But this was the first real possession horror, and an innocent little girl gets possessed by the devil himself. Now, throughout the sequels, that changes, but just listen to this review, and I'll give you a gist on the film, and refresh your memory if you haven't already seen the sequels. And I'm going to take it back from 1973 all the way to 2005, reviewing all the Exorcist films in the series. There are about 5, and the first one's going to be my favorite, of course it is. It's an undeniable classic, way ahead of its time, and the special effects are a real show stealer. I can't show you the best because it'll be crossing the line, and my account might get banned for the second time on YouTube. So, as you can see from these clips, the film is possibly the best of the 1970s as far as special effects go. They look extremely realistic and up to date, even though the film does show its age in some areas, but most of it is completely flawless, and the voice, the evil, raspy voice, I should say, that Regan produces, played by Linda Blair, is disturbing as hell. And the beginning is just so eerie, you can tell something evil's going to happen. And it's really effective and good way to start a film. The score is another highlight. The score is amazing. It just goes to show, in my mind anyway, how music works much better for horror movies and movies in general than they do for hip-hop and rap. You know, this movie has the right tone to it, and extremely disturbing. The effects really, they're just outstanding for its time, and I'm not sure how they did the voice for Regan, but she does pretty bad at dubbing over, although the acting is top-notch. And really, the ending is one of the best endings I've ever seen. The exorcism is disturbing and has a great ending. I personally thought the ending was perfect. And to any who didn't, rewatch it, and maybe you'll get the right idea. And the film, it's just really disturbing and great for 1973. Still stands out as one of my favorite films. Now, in 1977, The Exorcist 2, The Heretic, was released. Now, this is when Linda Blair was a bit older and surprisingly hotter, but it's not the same thing as the original. The original relied on pure terror and scaring its audiences, but this film comes off way too cheap. And for its time, it has bad special effects, but they're all right. But William Peter Blatty was not involved, and he was the creator of the real Exorcist, which is kind of bullshit. And, well, the film is just a big mess. It's just too random. It's just the random gibberish over and over again. Regan looks stupid as hell in this scene, and the acting, well, it's all right. Again, the acting is okay, the effects are okay, the settings are great, but it just comes off as boring, crazy, and definitely the worst in the series, in my view and in everybody else's view that I know. The film is hated for being so pathetically random and so, I don't know, it's just horrible to the original and the novel. It ruins a novel, it ruins a story. Instead of the devil possessing Regan, it's a demon named Pazuzu, which I think was in the original book, but it kind of ruins the fear, and the voice that the creators and editors produced sucks. And from today's standards, you can honestly say, what the fuck? Anyway, for The Exorcist 3 in 1990, I thought that was great. Anyone who likes the first one will probably love this one. William Peter Blatty returns, except without Linda Blair this time. But it doesn't matter. We got a great new story to get used to. It starts off as a slasher, but it slowly moves into possession and supernatural. It's a really good way in starting the film. The biggest problem with it, though, I found that the pacing is really slow, and it takes a long while before you finally get into it, which can really bother me. Possessing Damien Harris from the first film, it's great, especially the ending. Don't like it, and it's very underrated and overlooked compared to the horribleness that was Exorcist 2. But this film comes off much better and more well done than the previous film, with some great special effects and a great story. I especially like this scene. Pretty damn scary if you see it the first time. And it's very suspenseful, and it comes off as like cops chasing after a killer called the Gemini Killer, and ends up possessing Damien Harris from the first film. It's great, especially the ending. The ending is just like the first, but a lot more epic. There's blood, there's ghosts, there's creepy-ass voices, and a lot of suspense. The film just builds up tension throughout the entire film. I know that my friend Mario23 absolutely hates this film. In fact, he says it's the worst film ever made. I do agree that the film is underrated and slowly paced, but it's not that bad, and the gore is really good, and the special effects return. At least William Peter Blatty had an art to making the film much better than the others. And, well, the film's just not a big mess and not random. It's easy to get. It's not too confusing. Now, I'll admit, at first I hated this film with all my might, but after overwatching it, what could have made Exorcist 3? This is just the sequel that was much better than the second. And the second, I give the first one a 5 out of 5, a 10 out of 10. The second one gets a 2.5 for me, and this third one, well, I'll give it a 4. I kind of liked it, especially the alter ego with Damien Harris. It's pretty epic, and the ending, it's pretty good and gory, and a guy's skin rips off. Pretty effective. The score for each of these movies are great. Join me next time while I review the next 2 and final Exorcist movies.